looking for you when I'm sleeping. I've been calling out your name. Hey baby, we'll be forever young. Wanna spend the day and night with ya. Oh yes I do. A child, and the first time I learned summertime, get the feeling of I learned to fly. I'ma never stay here in this town.
This wasn't supposed to be easy, you know, but what you're feeling, it will pass in time.
I know. That's what scares me. How do you forget a sister after everything we've been through? All of those nights, when the lights go out, and the monsters come out to play. I could always count on Zofia, the strongest person I ever knew. We spent our lives trying to be perfect. The perfect daughters, the perfect students, the perfect soldiers. When Father left us, we mourned. But they also buried a part of Zofia that day. The part that made her my sister. trying to reach her. But in the end, there was nothing left to say.
Ella!
Father would be ashamed of you. Father died, Sophia. But you left me alone.
Let these children play their games. This is the adults' table, sweetheart.
I've always been loyal to them. To her.
Yes. But the question you need to ask yourself is, who's been loyal to you?
It's all right, Ella. You followed your heart, and that takes guts. Welcome to the family, love.
善と悪、凪と嵐、何が来るかはわからない。敵か味方か。敵が来たなら容赦はしない。なぜいつもここに来るんですか？フルーツならデリバリーもできます。お金もあるんですし。
金持ちはただ待っていろと？私をそんな風に見ていたのか。
いえ、でもここは人が多すぎます。
お前は信頼できる子だが、少し肩の力を抜いたらどうだ。でないと大切なものを見落としてしまうぞ。この果物とかね。これを一つ。ヒロ、どうした？震えている。
おここに。
私の家に忍び込むなんて自殺願望でもあるの？
久しぶり、由美子。八幡さんが。
ええ。話は聞いたわ。
見覚えは？手伝ってもらう。仇は必ず撃つ。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to match number 3. Cthulhu, we've had an absolutely monstrous evening, but we finally make it all the way to our final matchup of the night. DAWEI versus Roosters, formerly Renatus. How do you think this one's going to play out?
Look, Roosters so far managed to show us a very decisive gameplay overall. I mean, you look at their last week's performance, this is where they locked in majority of their points. Cafe against 6S, 7-1, 7-0. Cafe, then them playing against TNS, 7-0, 7-2. So, very decisive, very clean play. And now looking at the maps, Oregon, Cafe, Clubhouse. As this does go as by the book as they can humanly be, and now it is just looking to keep on continuing and keep on continuing this way, kind of by the book. And I think, Roosters are looking to be the favorites in this one.
Yeah, definitely going into it, Roosters are going to be looking to pretty much solidify themselves in the first seed here to sort of go off into the playoffs, and you can't really blame them. I mean, that's probably why we've seen such a back to basics map pick, pretty much the 3 kingpins of competitive Siege minus Villa, which doesn't really surprise me going into this. But we are going to get right on into Oregon, ladies and gentlemen, for map number 1, starting things off with the bands. Jackal to go first. I'd imagine probably we're going to see pretty much the exact same band line that we've seen all evening. Thatcher to go second, and then Valkyrie and or Miracade will be pretty much the bands here, and I'm pretty happy to lock that in. I think Cthulhu.
That will be the safest bet to really go with it. And look, wouldn't be surprised if that is going to be the case. Mira, is going to be banned out. It seems more so just kind of the order in which those whole operators being banned out, which is though what is funny to me is that you compare OCE and you compare SEA. The only big difference in those like usual bans is basically just the introduction of Jackal into the ban phase. Literally everything else is all as cookie cutter as it gets. Thatcher gone. The Maverick, the Mira, the Valkyrie, it's all kind of basically down to basics, and it's good to see some at least consistency in that regard. Well, certainly we didn't see a whole lot of consistency from DAWEI, especially back on a map like Cafe, but that will come later down the line. So for now, it's just the Oregon that is going to be our main concern. And going into Oregon, look, it's one of those maps that could be a decent one. I mean, let me quickly look back. It was actually one of the qual maps that DAWEI was able to take very confidently in their favor. Cafe though versus Trinitas though, Clubhouse against Trinitas was a 7-5. So we're expecting now, given that this is a very kind of by the book set of picks, and that Cafe is coming later down the line. Some fumbling. Look, we're already seeing an absolute throwfest from DAWEI in the early games, and certainly they weren't providing a whole lot of promise either.
Yeah, it's hard to judge DAWEI here. I mean, yes, they're second seed, but at the same time, they have had a really good run. So they could definitely do some damage here against Roosters tonight. Obviously, we are going to see how that goes. Starting off right now, this is round number 1. And already pretty quickly, Roosters making their way inside. They have a couple of players towards top armory. Obviously, Master Control is on the in the sights for them, letting Hoven take point here on the Finker all the way into Trophy, and might actually be able to find the Jaeger. Indeed, he will. PRV going down early on, and that is a great start for Roosters.
Absolutely, yeah. Roosters kicking things off pretty well overall. Does dictate that, well, theoretically here it's looking to be a rather clean performance from them. A team that has played already quite a fair bit in APAC South as well, so they have a great deal of experience now, from ranging from tier 2 to tier 1 to almost even tier 3. The team that basically, in context of this very league, does not need a whole lot of introduction. Told you already, just absolutely rages past yet another opponent. God mode gets the better of Told You though, so we're keeping this relatively, close, but Renatus, ex-Renatus, now Roosters, are looking to still instill a little bit more domination.
I mean, DAWEI have control of the diffuser here, so Roosters are really going to be in a position that it's going to force them to sort of play rather aggressively. I mean, great flank there from God Mode to sort of retake up the main stairs there and get some good control regained back towards the trophy side of things. Now, obviously, Roosters are going to have to retake back onto the diffuser, as well as then obviously both plant it or go for all the frags. Now, big question here. 8 kicking things off. Raven to fall first. God Mode and Robust now left to make something happen. 40 seconds with the BP placed inside of the walk-in closet. Information being relayed back to his teammates. Obviously, that to be cleared out. Ape's actually going to walk right on into the site here. Could play for the initial point of contact, however, taken down by God Mode on the cross. Finishes off with the pistol. Rix is going to be allowed to get deep into Attic. Hasn't spotted the head of Malusi on the rotate. Knows that there is a player close by to this position. However, the whereabouts of Robust, the big question. Swing on round for the Goyo, and it is done. DAWEI, they're going to kick things off with a round in their favour.
Well, DAWEI seem to have had just about plentiful amount of the break before this match. Does certainly instill quite some promise. Now looking to take on their opponents through and through. This could mean quite a number of things, including the fact that, well, they might just be able to keep up that very early contention really, really, really well. And by the time, well, the whole pain train collapses further, they might just have enough points to keep on that contention very thoroughly in their grasp. So, as it stands, though, still attack of Roosters has been, look, a little bit ever so slightly rusty. So we could be seeing some changes to the lineup, changes to the play field as well, and already a introduction of Twitch back into the swing of things. Seems to be showing that, well, Roosters are very much prepared and ready to take their adversaries head on, but it's more so how head on do they want to go about this is a whole different, well, bag of worms.
Keep in mind as well, Cthulhu, this evening, Roosters have already had the ability to watch one of DAWEI's games. So, whether or not that comes into effect and actually benefits them is going to be, I guess, a big question. Albeit, good attempt, round 1. I had a quick entry. Unfortunately, Raven was there to shut that down. But now, it's very similar, keeping up the speed of things. Being ready deep into showers and dining. Some good control here for Roosters. Towards the west side of the map is largely uncontested, though, by DAWEI. We can see through the wall, obviously, tier 2 of 3 Tower is pretty much the only place where we see a roamer, really, for them. But, I mean, they're making good work of what they know is clear. Roosters have done a pretty thorough roam clear of the top floor in only 40 seconds, so you do have to give them at least that.
Absolutely. Roosters now will have to continue that onslaught. So far managing to clear out quite a number of positions here and making sure that there's not a whole lot of extended roam play, as you can see by the silhouettes as well. Majority of the defense now fallen back, which does mean that, well, it is going to be kind of very much of a hunker-down play in hopes and dreams of, catching the opponents on some slack and in some pixel peak positions. Apart from that, look, the ex-Renatus squad certainly looking to, completely try to pull apart the lineup and kind of see to it that they don't really have a whole lot of real safe ground to really play around.
2 players here from DAWEI. Actually, upstairs on the flank, Bonkos to Greenhall Tolji is going to not find that kill. What? Raven, how is he allowed to get away with that? And actually, one player from DAWEI as well here has somehow managed to walk past the air jab and make it all the way up into tier 3. 8 will take down PRV, but Booz is there to at least get one back onto 8 for the trade. And very quickly, DAWEI managed to retake onto the top floor and have done so much damage in the position they currently find themselves in. Z-Pings are here for Hermosa, but he just doesn't look in the right spot. God mode there, and Hoven, the last player left for Roosters, DAWEI, starting things off pretty strong.
Absolutely. Starting things strong, starting things ready and keen. Could we possibly see, though, that return to form, though? Now, that's a whole different thing. No, Hoven does not land a shot. It is just all flogged out. And, yeah, look, a bit of a rough start there for Roosters, albeit DAWEI are feeling quite much more activated. The warm-up certainly comes in rather big. They managed to, obviously, get themselves warm up, then have a bit of a dinner, and then we'll get back into the swing of things. So far, so good. Oregon looking rather good. And quickly just going to check. The pick was off DAWEI on Oregon, so certainly they do know their deal. They do know their thing, and from here on out, it's yeah, the rest is history.
Well, it's their map pick. You'd hope that, they started it off strongly. Even against the top seed team, yes, the Roosters currently sit in first for Group A, but doesn't mean DAWEI want to make doesn't mean DAWEI don't want to make a change in that, should I say. But even still, Cthulhu, it's only 2 rounds in. DAWEI, as you said, they've had that break, and they've already played tonight. So, they've definitely had a little bit of a, I would say, warm-up, because Roosters haven't necessarily played a game tonight. They might have had warm-up scrims, but whether or not that is the same, I don't know if you could really class it. But either way, DAWEI have had that sort of wake-up call, I guess, in terms of officials, and it's definitely showing a little bit here for them. I mean, 2-0 up is definitely a good way to start off on Oregon, but we already mentioned this in the previous Oregon we saw just before the break, Cthulhu, that you have to get the rounds on the board to start off on your defense, because when you go to the attack, that is where teams will usually drop the bag. But speaking of dropping the bag, Robust is there, Hoven to go down early on. That is a great kill to find as well, because that is the Osa taken off the board early on.
Yeah, with the Osa down, that is a lot of those, a lot of that utility that allows you to basically just hunker down and kind of permanently claim a large chunk of ground. Albeit I say that, though, but obviously those shields can be destroyed by impact or basically any sort of explosion. But regardless of it, still a lot of ways that players could go about. RTS, ex-RTS as a matter of fact, I'm still trying to read the tags of the players. Roosters. Actually, no, Roosters still actually goes under the tags RTS. It still kind of fits there, so
yeah,
we can still kind of work around that. Roosters, meanwhile, still will try to make a play around their, lack of accounts. Frag Grenade will go there to try to tickle a little bit on God mode, but as it stands, no tangible clear out of the second floor really didn't come around, meaning, well, later down the line, we might be looking at a rather painful prospect there for Roosters, as no vertical game, very straightforward to the site, could dictate that play for an upset could be rather unfortunate.
Got to respect the grind to some degree. Obviously, going straight for sight is pretty, head straight into it. They know that PRV is there and he will be taken down. Tolji to confirm, but now it's going to be whether or not they can make it into the site. We'll reactivate the Shiryu gate there to sort of cut off rotations of the attackers, and Vooz actually hits an absolute stinker. Told you to go down, but 8 there to at least trade one back. A 2 versus 3 doable here for Roosters, but DAWEI, the way that they've been playing so far, keep doing things like that. Vooz with the SMG 11s on an absolute heater, and Rix now the only player left in a 1 versus 3, has Diffuser in hand. He's going to be able to sneak into Kitchen. However, Raven behind him from security is making his way back to the site, and with a headshot, very swiftly, DAWEI are going to lock things down for a 3rd round.
Indeed. Yeah, look, a little bit of a confusing kind of turnout here for Roosters. 3-pointer once again. Wait a second, it's been only 3 first rounds. Something feels eerily similar here, Proto. DAWEI claiming first 3 rounds, but then possibly flogging the rest of it and going back and forth? Wonder where I've seen this before.
Yeah, no, it doesn't ring any bells, personally. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how they go from here on out. But, I mean, hey, a 2-0 is obviously here at the end. For seeding is, I would imagine, going to be probably the sweatiest game we've seen tonight from all the teams. And, yeah, they're going to definitely be slugging things out, I think, possibly onto the 3rd map, if either team will allow it going beyond 2. So we're going to have to see how it plays out for the remainder of the rounds. Obviously, DAWEI lead now, but with Hoven finding kills like that, God Mode going down, things could definitely change, Cthulhu. Like you said, we've totally never seen this before, so...
Yeah. Absolutely never in history of Siege for DAWEI we've never seen this sort of turnout. So there's absolutely 110% plenty of ways to really watch it play out. But apart from that, look, I mean, DAWEI, they know DAWEI so far. I don't know where I was going with this one. I'm just kind of feeling a little bit numb after seeing just the sheer amount of just those back and forth, that swinging action of whatever it could be. And even like me and Panda, we did that whole correlation to tennis game. It was just the ball goes first to one side of the court, then to the other. And
yeah,
one side of the court, and oh look, DAWEI already losing the first 2 of their players comparative to the last 3 rounds. Oh no!
Interesting turnout.
I wonder what's going to happen.
1 player below though. DAWEI on the flank, possibly looking to make something different of the current situation. However, Hermosa is going to be the one to take down BRV. They have big control. Raven's going to try and do something about it. Will take down Ape. However, the drone's going to spot him out. Tolji's going to tank the Shuya gate, go straight in, but Vu's on the flank. He's going to be there to take down the pick control. Will spot out the Nomad as well. He's actually going to get that kill on the Tolji. And the bomb is going to go down. So it's a post plant here for Vuz. Can DAWEI keep things up, or is this going to be where we all start to see it fall apart? The AUG is definitely a gun that can get the job done. However, post-plant positions here from Roosters are very strong. Player on the bomb, player in trophy. Vuz needs to pick his fights wisely, but Hermosa's going to win that one out on the ace, and Roosters, they're going to find their 1st round final.
Well, 1st round does conclude very nicely for Roosters. Now it's 2 more points to be acquired to even out the scoreline and completely upset the swing of things for DAWEI. Laundry and Supply Room will be the one to be picked. Now, well, the main kind of issue so far been for Roosters is that they very early into the actual round do end up losing out one of their big performers, whether it's the OSA, whether it's before been the Zoff. This time they need to iron it out. And with the way how DAWEI been also really playing their game here, then we might be seeing a relatively now paced down play, because now they starting to get, if we're going again by the script, is now there will be that the whole slugfest. Oh no, how could we lose this? I guess we need to change our strategy. Well, in the about to change probably, or rather more so the approach to the same strategy rather than the actual strategy. And then, if, judging by the script, Roosters win out this one, oh no, how have we given them so much momentum to claim the 2nd round? I'm totally not being sarcastic here, by the way. I'm sure chat will know this very well as well. I'm quite a serious person. I could never do the Yeah.
No, the thing, yeah. No. Either way, depending on what happens, depending on how the script goes, you know, because we always have the printed copy at our desks. Depending on how the Roosters play these next 2 rounds, will sort of be how they set themselves up for the defense. If they can get a 3-3, they're going to be looking pretty schmick to make something happen pretty quickly on their defensive half, albeit this is DAWEI's map. So DAWEI, obviously, currently on 3, are looking to take as many as they can get before they switch over onto defense. But given that the Roosters are starting on the attack, it's not going to be the hardest second half in the world for them. They have some good control here, though, and especially with 8 finding that kill onto God Mode. God Mode keeps getting himself picked off early in these positions, and that is not good for DAWEI, especially due to the fact that he is one of their prized fraggers. And unfortunately for him, being taken down early is not what you like to see. But for Roosters, that's a great start.
Oh yeah, it's an absolutely phenomenal start. But look at it from the good perspective, though. They're still Raven, they're still Vooz, the 2 players who have been performing absolutely sensationally and absolutely could still swing the momentum in their team's favor. I wonder, by the way, if that front lobby... Oh! Hatch opened up. Ape just farms up. Farmer John out here just claiming the crops. Getting the drop on the 2 Ronas. Just kind of discussing, you know, oh yeah, maybe a nice coffee. That's a quad for Ape. Can he find the ace, though? That is a big question. He does.
He can!
Just like that, he can.
Thank you very much. I'll take one of those. We already saw one tonight. We got the second here. There you go. I believe it was actually Raven who got the ace on...
It was Raven at the beginning.
Theme Park, yeah. Round 1, Theme Park. Raven finds the ace on the Zofia, actually, as well. Yeah. So, you know, Zofia diff possibly here for Roosters. But yeah, I mean, 2 Zofia aces tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You'll love to see it. Especially in the meta like that. I mean, those 2 players in Green Hall caught with their trousers quite literally around their ankles. And as you put it,
better yet, tied to their ankles as well.
Yeah, tied to their ankles. The crops came in early this year for Ape, and he was just cleaning things up. But all the same, Roosters look to equalise now, 3-2. They're getting close, because
indeed they do. Roosters only 1 round away from equalising the round count, and look, it's been so far rather big time to start up that farm. It's about time, really. After the sheer numbers that were given away, it was bound to go, well, the side of DAWEI. Apart from that, or no, not DAWEI, bound Roosters all the way here. It's just been a great deal overall so far. Now, looking to reclaim this Ape, he's all fired up on all cylinders. He had a little bit of a slow start, but finally, you know, things been equalized back up. We're back into the swing of things, baby.
Speaking back into the swing of things, I'm pretty sure DAWEI were having disconnects in the previous games, so relatable. Unfortunate there for PRV, and as much as it's going to suck for DAWEI, the Roosters are definitely happy with how that turned out, given PRV's fragging prowess. All the same, though, DAWEI have done harder feats than this. Even tonight, they have proven to do those types of magical plays. So, I mean, we're going to see if they can pull that off. But still, Roosters, pretty much exactly the same as they've taken it every other round. Attic control is going to be a focus. Main control, obviously, is going to be another focus for them. But still, things are looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, things are looking perfect here. All things considered, it's been a great time. Look, Roosters farming things up, basically forcing some of those engagements to go the way how they've gone. It has been just clinical. Raven, though, in the same way how Ape farmed before, it is his time to farm. Albeit told you, says, okay, that's about it now, buddy. This is as far as you go here.
That was a nice shot from Tolji. I do have to give him that. The question I now have, though, is how has Raven been allowed to pull off 2 of these flanks now in separate rounds? Shouldn't be allowed, albeit speaking of things that shouldn't be allowed, Hermosa not allowed to live anymore. Vuz takes him out. Top white is going to be naded out here by Hoven, but the nade not going to connect, unfortunately. Koyo is going to go for the swing, but told he's going to win that gunfight, and very quickly, a 5 versus 4, down to a 2 versus 2. They do have 2 Adrenal Surges to play with and 45 seconds left, Cthulhu, but in the grand scheme of things, that is not a lot of time to play with.
Not at all. Yeah, not the best kind of situation that you would want to find yourselves in. And certainly could pose quite a problem. Hoven is already holding the left click. God mode out. Vuz is the last man standing 1v2. We've seen those clutches though happen and occur, but Roosters just wrap it all up. Done deal, they say. And that is exactly what is being brought out here.
That's a big shame for DAWEI as well. That could have been the 4-2 for them. And even with PRV leaving, they were so close. Yeah, I mean, Roosters, you do have to give them some credit coming back from a 3-0. Yeah, I mean, you said it. Totally gameplay that we haven't seen before here for DAWEI. But, I mean, 3-3. Roosters now go to defense. Is this where we see them close out map 1 and take us to map 2? Or do you think that DAWEI are going to break the curse that was map number 2? Cthulhu, what are your all-seeing thoughts?
I think, yeah, this is just going to be... It's a wrap. It's a wrap here. Roosters are kind of starting to get into the heads of DAWEI, and yeah, I'm very much dubious that the curse will be broken anytime soon. Just with how things were shaping up, with the way how things been looking extremely problematic for DAWEI, and their coordination just kind of being all over the place. I don't really see a whole lot of changes really happening in their favor anytime soon. Albeit, look, everything could really change, but in my educated caster opinion, that probably shouldn't really be taken a whole lot seriously. I reckon the Roosters might just be able to lock it out.
Yeah, well, I rate the chances. I rate the chances for Roosters here, given that they are now on the defense. Good thing they got it back to 3-3. It's going to set them up well here, but you do have to sort of wonder. DAWEI, Raven on the knock. We also see the Zoph coming in and the ace from God mode. Those are the 6 picks on the board, but I mean, the knock is the scary one. We've seen Raven pull off 2-3 flanks already this game. And now, obviously, due to the fact that he makes less sound than normal, this could be even worse than it already has been for Roosters here if he's allowed to get into position.
Yeah. In the right hands, in a game where sound is everything, it is a nightmare to deal with Nog. With Hoven already gone, Hoven was actually one of the big performers previously on some of the other games, with him only sitting on 3-4 scoreline. Yeah, a bit of a yikes moment there, really. But look, it's good to see that at least Tolji and Ape are really able to perform. Hermosa also being there, the MK14 ready to swing out, but there is a draw in the moment that swing comes about. In comes the doink, that's the bean, Vuz is gone.
Lovely headshot there from Ape. Good read as well onto that sledge walking in. Not too sure what the nade was for, possibly to nade Zulu roof, but... all the same, robust to find Ape, so the trade is there at least, and very quickly, Roosters
is running the M762 back.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of players have started running Zoph AR again, so maybe it was shadow buffed, or maybe Flash Hider is just insane on it, but albeit... yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It is something of note. Told you to find Raven as well, though, is something of note. Knocked now down. Roosters going to maybe struggle here. They have the smoke to play with Hermosa now going down. Things not looking too great.
Not at all. Still, though, the push could very much happen with Rix and Tolji sticking alive. Presence on White Stairs is there. Presence by the shield. Oh, actually a deny of the breach. And a swing on top of this Tolji. That is criminal. to be allowed to run away with this kind of play, but it certainly is able to. Robust to try to push through, but he just takes too much damage for this kind of play, and all of a sudden 2v2, very much workable for Roosters.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they managed to get that pick on the main breach without really being contested, Robust is going to be able to swing on in. Tolji's there for a triple, looking to make it 4, but Rix is going to steal that headshot away, and Roosters very nicely clutched out by them to make the round their own. DAWEI, again, throwing leads that they have just worked so hard for, and then it is gone. Apparently we have another crash as well, possibly here, but I mean, hats off to the Roosters. I mean, I said it on Cafe, I'm pretty sure. It was basically whoever's in a 2v4, you know, pretty much wins it. And Roosters really out here keeping my statement alive. but DAWEI, I mean, just bag pretty much equals fumbled at that point. Like, Tolji should not have got away with that swing onto the ace there. Like, teammate was right next to him, looked away at the wrong time, and it cost them everything. It's just timing. Timing.
But yeah, I completely agree with you. Every other swing though has been perfectly, like, you know, fun. But that kind of drive by that Tolji pulled off, it's just kind of brain melting at that point. But I would imagine obviously DAWEI would be quite frustrated and annoyed at this kind of result, given that it's on their map pick and this kind of swings that being pulled against them. It certainly it does feel ever so slightly disrespectful even towards them, given the circumstances. But apart from that, look, 4 rounds in a row by Roosters. That's already quite a comeback that has been mounted. Now, they already was being in the lead points-wise. They might just keep on dictating the push, the play, and the shove of this whole circus fiesta. And if that is the case, well, this could be a rather quick conclusion to it all if Roosters just keep on stringing the rounds over and over and over again. And if that's the case, oh boy. DAWEI might be in a lot of trouble, and there's not going to be a whole lot of ways of really countering this sort of play, and something that will need to be kept very much, well, note of. That, well, you're looking to deal damage, you're looking to bring an upset, you're looking to get yourself the first place, and you fumbled the bag.
Yeah, pretty much. Very well summed up. I mean, yeah, going into these next few rounds, I mean, let alone the whole, 3 rounds and then we're not going to win another round until, it's too late. They've had so many disconnects and so many team kills and just so many things going wrong for them. And, like, surely the mental has just taken a toll from all of this. Like, you could just imagine how it is playing on the DAWEI players right now. I mean, going into these last few rounds, things are just not getting any easier.
Not at all. This is just pain, and one more time the pain. Just not particularly feeling it too well there for DAWEI. Albeit only 1 point differential here, they could certainly still bring this back to a kind of a back and forth kind of swing of things. But as it stands, I mean, Roos has been rather still pulling a commanding turnout, and even reading into some of the peaks, into some of the swings, into some of the op lineups, bringing in consistently the mute as kind of a hidden pick from Vigil does make things a whole lot nicer. Plus the Goyo, the operator that it feels weird with Goyo. Okay, that his utility got changed, right? From no longer shields to just the canister, which feels to me personally like more so like an actual buff, because you can play him for a whole lot more flexible kind of turnout, and he's seeing way less of a pick, which is the weird thing of it all. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Good mode.
I think
he's fine.
Yeah, he's living. I think people were relying on Goyo more for the shields as opposed to the utility the shields provided. Is most likely the only thing I could really read into the new Goyo, but at the same time, you know, New Goyo is pretty scary when used correctly. So you do have to take that into consideration when sort of going up against Goyo and picking Goyo. Like, a lot of teams are opting to just completely negate him from strategies because he's just not, you know, not cutting the cheese, or at least that's what they think. But he has been really strong in pretty much any strategy that you've seen him played on. But God mode, that's a lovely shot onto 8. He's going to be put on cameras for the remainder of the round. Smoke to come out here to deny from Rix. But I mean, a minute and a half spent so far, and Roosters, they've achieved a little bit, but DAWEI are ultimately looking a lot better.
100%. DAWEI still looking rather dominating and demanding here with the way how they play. It's been a very solid play for them, but I have to say though, time-wise, Roosters have been actually managing pretty well, all things considered, minus the loss of the position of 8. Apart from that, they playing for their utility almost perfectly down to a T.
Yeah, definitely seems to be the case. They've definitely performed at a pretty high standard, even when sort of being in an issue. But this is where New Goyo comes out. This fire now lasts for 20 seconds, Cthulhu, which is a considerable amount of time. Godmo is going to take a lot of damage there from the fire. In fact, he might even go down here trying to put this shield down. They need to come into the site. They have not cleared Hermosa at all. He's going to get the shield player. He's going to swing on. Almost good for 2. So many lining up. Hoven's there. The fire for Rix is going to team kill. Only 20 seconds left. They need to get in. They need to get this bomb down. PRV going to go for the plant. Robust to cover. Tolji and Hoven need to make something happen, but Raven on the long angle is going to find Hoven. The swing on round from Tolji, a lot of damage dealt. However, no frags. Now in the post plant. Needs to find 3, but can't make his mind up on where to peek. Raven is there. DAWEI with falling back into the back and forth mindset. I don't know how I feel.
Well, at least DAWEI are fighting back. So should be quite happy to see that it's not a complete washout here. But yeah, look, back and forth definitely doesn't make things any easier, neither for us, neither for the players. Given that it's quite an endurance run for players, more so even for us to keep on watching all of these series. And look, Oregon so far actually turned into quite an interesting kind of set of plays, because we've seen these roller coaster of emotions with some of those swings, aka Hermosa's position that nearly ended up costing DAWEI their whole round, to the demonstrations of how good our Goyo canisters are. And it certainly does prove that, well, teams are at the higher end of the play do end up, you know, quite finding their own almost kind of meta. And with some of the operators that in tier 2, tier 3 leagues, you won't find them at all. And yeah, going into all of this Goyo pick will actually play into perfectly. Purely for the fact that the moment the Blitz will decide to, oh yeah, I'm just going to bash it down and push, this is where it's going to be problematic.
Is he going to try and use the shield on the door, maybe? do the automatic open with the... I think he is.
Oh, please do this. Oh, this is going to be great.
Oh, this is going to be awesome. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, this
Line
is
scan
great.
and everything instantly denied. Guys, you're not coming in at all. 50 damage dealt to God Mode and Raven. That is how you like to see Goyo used. I'm really surprised that Raven's actually alive in that corner, like not getting burned. He's really close to being, and now this Roturo drone's going to not do a little bit of damage, actually. I thought it would, but yeah, really good usage from the Goyo.
Oh, hello!
Oh, look at this.
Oh, no! The perfect
you guys ready to come through blue?
Set. Oh, that's a damn shame. That's a shame. Oh, this could be a problem. Wait, no, that's fine. So this didn't really detonate the Goyo canister, which was used before to slow things down. Another ping actually comes about. This is the last scan, and all for nothing as Abe gets bitter of God mode. That's another swing. Actually, Robust finds an opener. Robust for nearly 2, but finally fragged out by Tolji. I'm not too sure what to even think about that. That is just... How is this actually working out? What?
I don't know what has just happened, but DAWEI have made this round work. Somehow Blitz is still on the board, which means that Roosters, Hoven's going to have his work cut out for him here in this situation. He has the red pings, has the information. The bomb is going to be shuffled around here. Blitz going to go for the safe plant with the shield. The player in blue have a good day. The Nitro is going to force Blitz off the plant here. The player in Pillar is going to be the first point of contact. He's actually going to sprint right on by. Attempts to deny. He's going to pop the Goyo. That's going to deny and down. He's going to force PRV to push. Hoven has the ability to win this. The red pings as well. The information is there. The bomb currently cased in fire. He's going to be able to retrieve it. 40 seconds. All the pings in the world. He's going to opt for a drone. Try and play for the information. He's going to be able to shoot the Rotiro to the position known. Headshot through the bomb, not going to connect. Has all the angles to play with the red pings as well. The defuse for PRV. The attempt to stick. He's actually going to go for it here. Hoven, no, gets off. And what a shot! PRV, so close to getting the bomb down, but he didn't need to. Hoven. Oh
my.
What a shot to hit. And what a time to hit it in.
Oh,
they retake the lead.
DAWEI. Alright, actually coming in to play the big boy games. Finally making this work in their favor. Look, I'm genuinely impressed. This worked out extremely well. No real, problems at all. And, yeah, it's so far so good. not a whole lot much to say because DAWEI has just they done it off the back of an extremely odd, extremely weird push and turnout from that push. What started off as just a severe lack of any sort of presence just leaned so perfectly into the rest of the round.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just speechless, man.
Yeah. Really well done from DAWEI. Arguably, super good attack from them. Obviously, the split's proving to be a bit of an issue for Ruth, and maybe they had bargained for. Albeit, Hoven almost made that his own. You do have to give him that. It was so close to winning that out. And I mean, the shots were there. They were connecting, but unfortunately couldn't find the last. And it is really a shame for Roosters, but DAWEI are only one round ahead. And given how we've seen them play tonight, that doesn't really mean too much at the moment. Because usually 5-5 is where things get hairy. So depending on how Roosters play this round out, you could definitely see another 5-5 to the wall. But all the same, we will see how it goes for Roosters. They struggled on the bottom floor. They're going to go back upstairs where, let's be honest, they have had a little bit of a tough time. They've clutched out a lot of the upstairs rounds as well. So they haven't had too many demanding wins just yet. But DAWEI, given that last round, are probably going to be in this mentally a lot better than they were previously.
Absolutely. Well, this definitely did bring back quite a large play, quite a large turnout as well, which will be, bringing a few question marks, namely for Roosters as to what is happening. Where is that old kind of Renatus roster that we've so grown accustomed to see, but it seems like it's nowhere to be seen. There's the frag, there's the kill. Ape is able to find a return, only to be returned upon, and Raven, he is hungry. He tasted blood here. He's out for a hunt.
This is good to see Raven returning back to form for his follow-up games. PRV and Raven both a little bit tagged up going into the final minute here, but Roosters find themselves in another clutch position. Tolji's still down on this roam, has a good position to hold the white cross here, especially with Thinker coming up the freezer stairs. If not played properly, a lovely headshot to take down Raven. A lot of fragging potential now removed, but that's going to force Vooz to either play for the flank or join his team, which is going to allow Tolji pretty much the ability to rotate for free back to the side up white. However, caught by Vooz, read like a book, lovely headshot, 30 seconds for Roosters to play with DAWEI. This is for match point. They need to make this happen here. Smokes to come, flashbangs to follow, nades, whatever is left. It's the execute Cthulhu. Smokes up, takes down 2, looking for a 3rd. No, not enough bullets, but Rix, he's there to make it happen. Very well done. The Roosters hold on to equalize. Really well done from them. I mean, an awesome round, Cthulhu. An awesome way to end that round as well. Even though Vooz found that kill coming up white, Roosters really just sort of held on. They didn't need to play for anything spectacular. They played their crosses really well and ultimately closed things out. And I mean, look, can't blame them. They equalised, but again, this is gameplay that we've never seen before.
Oh man. Yeah, look, good time for Roosters to wake back up and get back into the swing of things. But because it was looking extremely dire, the way how DAWEI was able to gain back at them, it was a scary prospect, especially a scary prospect for a team of a caliber like Roosters as well. The team that was able to acquire so much extra experience, so much extra play. Just unfortunately for them, not a ton of things really ended up working out there, and kind of from there on out, it just was not particularly favorable. Now though, 5-5 scoreline, we will be seeing the decider as to who will be able to acquire the match point for themselves. So far, not a great deal of change from DAWEI. If Roosters do read into this, Roosters just should be able to adjust to the way how things been playing it out. So, look, I'm not saying it's up to Roosters to win this or to lose this, but it's up to them to decide the fate of Oregon.
Yeah, downstairs they've definitely struggled with so far in this matchup. I mean, the 2 times they've played it, they haven't had the best of goes. Hoven will start things out with a really big kill on the God mode, though. Again, the Osa taken down early on is a huge kill to find, especially given the fact that the Osa has been such a big hindrance for them on this bottom floor, especially paired with the Blitz. However, not being run this time, Raven has opted for the Finker, and no other shields obviously being brought along here. By the way, but I mean, Roosters starting things off with a big frag. Hoven really just sort of keeping pride and true to the colours and finding those openers. Nade to be used here. Will push the player on the backstairs down a couple of levels, but DAWEI sort of just look like they're trying to set themselves up here for a bit of a late round. Obviously, the player close right may have been droned. The flashbang's obviously come through now. He will be spotted, however, on the walk up. But is he going to win the fight? No, full blind. PRV is there, and things are dealt with pretty swiftly.
Well, quick opener, or rather reopener onto Hermosa, the player who had the ability to completely shut things down. Doesn't really get to shine a whole great deal, but look, in comes the Rotero drone. Again, it feels like 2 teams just trying to, oh my god, trying to force the same metas, but Ape has other plans. That's another pump. Can he get a triple, though? That is the big question here.
Oh, yeah, he can.
He does,
Robust goes down. What a way to finish off this round. He wants the 4th. Give it to him! Yes, he's going to get it. The Roosters walk away with another round after a huge 4K from the mute on the back stairs. The M Snipe 90 doesn't miss. Never misses if you believe. And all that mute had to do there was believe, and finds a 4K. Roosters finally put us on match point, and given how we have seen DAWEI's 5-5s go Cthulhu, this, statistically speaking, should be either the end or the end. So...
Look, I gotta admit, the way how Roosters managed to play it out was obviously, well, basing off the fact that, well, they knew that DAWEI would dedicate quite a number of players towards those stairs push. So, look, it worked out pretty well, albeit, again, basing it off the just a singular person's performance is a bit of a risky business, but yeah, it's a business nonetheless. Ape 15-9, followed by Tolji 12-7. Looking like, well, we are repeating kind of the whole big storyline of, well, a two-player show. But for Roosters, at least, the rest of the team was still able to dedicate quite a number of frags. I mean, you still have Hoven on 7-7, you still have Hermosa on 6-9, still have Rix, who's been doing his very best, but even without the frags, the sheer amount of utility that has been dedicated has been absolutely phenomenal to keep holding and playing for time. So overall, whilst with the majority of the rosters that where we try to, you know, form the whole storyline, it usually is about the frags. This time for majority of Roosters, well, it's all about the coordination. And oh, Hoven, good night, Raven.
Yeah, kind of a... honestly, I'm going to say it, a bit of a desperation play from DAWEI to try and find an opening pick here. I mean, Boo's now as well through the wall, pretty much dead in the first 40 seconds. And DAWEI, this is not how you should have approached your possible final round. This could have definitely been an OT game. However, losing your top frag early on and pretty much almost losing your sledge instantaneously after that is not the way to go. But we never know. Things could still look up for them here. But still, the Roosters have definitely put themselves on a really good start. I mean, look at the damage being dealt, Cthulhu. It gets better.
It gets better with every possible moment. And yeah, look, I think Roosters may have finally cracked the code here, albeit it was a tumultuous set of 12 rounds, but I think we finally may have had the actual answer to the to this whole dilemma, to this whole talk, albeit Roosdas gets better of Tolji. That's your frontliner of RTS completely gone out, but the smoke, oh no, the smoke is there, but Robust gets the better of Hoven, so may just not be it, as we might just transfer into, oh no, overtime. Yeah, no. What are you doing, Roosters?
Roosters, you can't let this happen. It's going to be the double flank up tower, or at least that's what they're going to try to achieve. They have been spotted out, and obviously the sound cues there as well. Are they expecting a second, though? That is the question. Hermosa not necessarily spotted. The Claymore's going to be an issue for him here. He can walk right by it, but Thermite's watching. We're going to OT, ladies and gentlemen, for Map 1, DAWEI. After such a good start to the round, Roosters, what went wrong? Like,
brain no worky, that's what went wrong there, brother.
Yeah.
Because surely they would have known that there's a great amount of just focus that is going into the tower. Yeah, look, I'm a little bit confused, concerned for what's happening with Roosters, because again, they had a very similar turnout last week. Absolutely top form going into this one. The only really way to explain this is number 2 to the bed.
Yeah.
And
pretty much, scientifically speaking.
Scientifically speaking, yeah, that's basically the only way to really describe this. So overtime, second one tonight. Certainly won't be keeping us around for a short shift, you could say. But look, it is what it is. We do get to still see quite a banger set of at least fragging showcases from both of the teams. But as it stands, yeah, look, Roosters kind of just played out that whole round as if it was 6S rather than an APAC South teams that are Roosters. So certainly I'm a little bit confused as to what legitimately, actually, IRL, you know, no cap, only facts only kind of thing, what actually happened there.
Yeah, it do kind of be like that, I guess. All the same, Roosters on attack. They proved that they could do a really good job on the attack side, so hopefully they take it here and do just that. Albeit, you never know what's going to happen at the end of the day. We could see pretty much anything happen at this point, given that, you know, nothing really seems to be the norm at the moment tonight. But DAWEI get defense first on OT, so that is going to be a big bonus for them, given that they were enjoying the defense side. So, you know, see how it plays out for them now that they have the first round in OT, because this could definitely be a max OT game.
Absolutely. Max OT could certainly be upon us. Hermosa looking to get the breaches done. Already has everything calculated. God mode out of the equation straight off the bat as Hoven rather surgically removes the player out of the equation. And Robust looking to still roam around Zulu. He has, I mean, the Vector, so he has that damage output up close and personal to absolutely just throw a whole spanner in the works of Rooster's push. But as I say that, Ape already ready to rock. Has both of the frag grenades, but PRV and Raven just getting the better of Toji and Hermosa. Not the timing that you would have wanted to hit, and it certainly makes things a whole lot more problematic. Only one player pushed through double window, one player pushing the master bedroom. There's not really signal for a whole lot of confidence.
Yeah, it's not looking great. You know, given that they had the advantage for a considerable amount of time, excuse me, and then proceeded to no longer have the advantage. Albeit, I believe the rotate has been called here for Roosters, or at least a different type of push. However, with the shower cam still up, that is going to force Ape to go back to the main double window and try again from elsewhere. Top White is in control of the Aruni here. Not too much is really happening at the moment for Roosters. They've been stalled out. The Goyo is now popped, pretty much making it impossible to jump into the site. PRV to take down what was left of Hermosa, and now in a 4 versus 1. PRV to take down Hoven. 8 needs to find a huge amount of kills coming up White. He's probably going to be good for at least 2 here. No! Raven has dodged bullets like that 3 different times tonight, and I don't know how he gets away with it, but all the same, he's going to walk away with another frag, and ultimately DAWEI are going to walk away with another round, but they have to attack, and Roosters get to defend. Are we going to see DAWEI close out Oregon, or are we going to go to max OT?
I'm feeling max OT here.
I am as well, yeah.
I'm feeling it because Roosters, I doubt that they will let this slip away, albeit, look, their attack once again looked promising. And that's the dangerous thing. It looked promising whilst the defense has been very much lackluster. The misreads, the peaks onto those pixel angles is just all was such a horrendous snowball effect for them that it just feels so almost dysfunctional from Roosters. Now going on to this very side, 2 times I believe it was defended, and both of the times it was an L. One nearly was clutched out by Hoven, but just out of nowhere PRV just been pulling off those mad clutches. And the first time it was a complete washout with 3 or 4v1, 4v2, and things didn't really seem to go their way either. So look, it's feels weird to say at the very least as to what really been transpiring, and well, Roosters are kind of just left with playing the game of catch up. Whereas on the side of DAWEI, only 1 round away from the first point in their hands, and if they do win this out, well, they're already making sure that ex-Renatus roster won't claim the full 3-pointer, albeit, again, as long as Roosters do win it out, even in the flatter map, they still get to keep the first seed.
Yeah, seed's going to be the big thing here for them. Or it might not matter, you never know. It depends how this game goes here, I guess. But For Roosters now, it is pretty much, just a game of catch-up. A minute sort of used here by DAWEI, sort of just gaining their bearings, deducting what is safe for them to sort of take control of. Drones coming forward, etc., just making sure everything is clear for them to play off of. And that is pretty much what you want to see for them, especially when they're looking to close it out here as early as they can. I know I say early, given that it's, max OT and all that, but look, half the round has been used gaining all this control. Now, hopefully, DAWEI can use it.
Oh. Let's actually see if that momentum will be used. The Boots already going in for a number of swings. The very easy giveaway off the meeting room, which feels rather counterintuitive here. Ape and Hoven will be trying to go and play for the roam around the dinner hallway, and Hoven finds one. Could really follow up on the second one. Does see the second engagement, but needs to fall back. Toji is the one to back him up on that fall. And Ape might just be able to find a play. No drones yet scouting for him. And in comes the play, in comes the swing. Free fire news exactly. Raven he is a nowhere. And a nowhere of the highest order whilst added as well. 4 versus 4, 50 seconds. DAWEI's fall to the victory is here, and it's ready to go. Whereas on the side of Roosters, fall from Grace more so.
Good positions here for the end of the round. Roosters could try to have Hermosa go for a play here. Obviously, they want to drop into E-Box, but the Goyo canister is now starting to be popped. It's going to be 20 seconds of not available. I mean, look at DAWEI. They're scrambling. They don't know where to go. Main, Freezer, what are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we dropping? 18 seconds coming out. They've used a lot of time just running around inside of meeting here, but the drop's now to come out into E-Box. Raven takes a lot of damage, but Smoke to control. However, God Mode and Raven taken down very quickly to trade from PRV. A lot of damage dealt to the Hibana with a pistol to finish things off. Hermosa, a lovely shot, but Tolji then finishes things off on the robust from inside of the site, and Roosters going to be taking us to max OT.
Both of us called it.
Yeah.
Both of us called it, and both of us were quite confident in
round
that,
3, by the way.
Regard. Round 3, yeah. Round 3, by the way. Map 1, by the way, as a matter of fact. We still got at least one more map to go, and yeah, look, Roosters once again back on the attack. It started off pretty well for them. They managed to get rid of Raven in the beginning. And from there on, it was just all falling apart. Now, DAWEI managed to really play their positions pretty well, but now they are forced to play laundry and supply room, which has been, to my memory, a little bit of a so-so result, especially given the fact that the second quarter of the whole matchup so far has been very thoroughly given away to Roosters and kind of a 3-3 trade kind of deal. And it's hard to gauge it, honestly, Proto, because DAWEI at the beginning looked strong. DAWEI in the second quarter, aka the second half of the defense, looked absolutely abysmal.
Did. Yeah.
So it's a difficult thing to really gauge as to which way we get on this second round of the map. But look, they were the ones to equalize, or rather not equalize, to grab themselves that initial overtime point. So maybe they'll just be able to repeat the same success. But
maybe. It's definitely on the cards. I mean, DAWEI have had a pretty good Oregon so far, but I mean, 7-7 kind of just speaks at the matchup between these two. They've got, it is really even so far, Cthulhu. It's, the difference between first and second seed so far apparently isn't actually much. Roosters obviously going to be looking to close this one out. Got some good control towards the west side of the map, which seems to be forfeit by pretty much all the teams we've seen play Oregon tonight. So that's always good to see that Roosters are capitalizing on that. They got bottom white. They have shower. Every member of DAWEI is actually currently on site, as we can see through the floor. No one contesting Freezer directly. However, this doesn't mean that they're going to send a body down there just yet. Roosters want to play for a little bit more control, and they're going to open up some hatches, do some groundwork before they sort of start dedicating bodies to anywhere important for Cthulhu. This is it. This is the final round. No more second chances after this. This is where it ends here. Map number 1. There is no continuations after the fact. And there's only a minute and 30 seconds left. DAWEI have 5 alive. So do the Roosters. Someone has to go for a play here.
Absolutely. In comes the play soon. Full 5v5, already half a round completely drained out, and Roosters are kind of been just mostly stuck, just trying to scout out and figure out what is the actual game plan, opening up those kind of windows of opportunities, opening up those hatches, and giving Wicks the time. Now, do you have enough time to actually open those up? That's a whole different question. He's on the last canister, and I think he just ran out of it.
Possibly,
Well,
yeah.
surely
the
frag grenade will be...
yeah.
Yeah, surely the frag grenade will be reading of the key core regardless, so it still could be opened up by the Hibana. Certainly does look like it that Hermosa will be utilizing that very thing, but look, 45 seconds remaining. We still yet to actually see tangible ground being gained by Rooster. This might be... Wait.
Oh, hey.
According to plan?
Huge nade. 30 seconds left. He's going to choose to throw the second. That's going to force the Malusi back to the site. The Rio possibly as well. No, the re-aggression into blue wins the fight. Swinging around with the LMG. He's good for 2. Roosters look for 3. Ape huge for 4. This is a massive 4K. He doesn't get the ace, but it doesn't matter. Ape going huge inside of blue. Takes elbow solo. And for the final kill, Flores is there. Roosters, a hard-fought victory indeed. And 8.
No way.
Massive play in the final round.
No way this is how it's played.
20 kills.
20 bomb as well, Roto, for Ape. 20 bomb just like that. And where was that ferocity? Where were those plays? Where were those flicks in the earlier stages of Oregon is completely beyond me. But look, I mean, congratulations to Roosters. They do claim their map, so they still par for the course for the 3-pointer, but off the back of a full whole max OT,
yeah,
cracks are showing through. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because Oregon was DAWEI's pick, was it not? Question mark.
Hang on. Check that.
We will fact check this fact.
We will fact check this real quick. It is in fact. Wait, no.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
No. This was DAWEI's pick.
Roosters' pick. That was DAWEI's pick. Yeah, I was going to say. I'm pretty sure I remember that being DAWEI's pick. So Roosters walk away with DAWEI's map, going into map number 2. Cthulhu. This is shaping up to be a lot more interesting than it was about 30 seconds ago, because this is Roosters' map pick going forward for this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, come back with us after this short break to see how spicy is this going to get, because this could be over very quickly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
This wasn't supposed to be easy, you know. But what you're feeling, it will pass